All right. So, what's your name again, brother?
My
Kevin?
name is Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
How old are you, Kevin?
I am 48.
48?
Yes, sir.
Look good for 48,
Thank
brother.
you, sir. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you end up down here in Kensington?
Ooh. Oh, man. Well, I lived down here some years ago, but back in the 90s.
Okay. Different time.
Yeah, back in the 90s, the early 90s, and I started caseworking.
Okay. Can you explain that a little bit? Just
caseworking?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I just...
Okay. That is when you sit in your house, you collect the money from the young boys on the corner, and you pass out the bundles to them. They turn in money to you, and you pass out bundles to them.
So it'd basically be like a manager in a store.
Exactly. And I did that for about 3 years, and the money got so good to me, I quit my job.
How much money were you making on a daily basis?
Oh my God, I was getting, you get $20 off of, the house gets $20 off of each bundle. And you could sell anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 bundles, in cash.
Yeah.
A day.
Yep.
So I was getting anywhere from $1,300 to $1,500. Yeah. From the bundles. Plus, I was getting a pay at the end of the week.
Yeah. How much were you getting paid at the end of the week?
$1,000.
Yeah. See, so that's something, and I love that I get to speak with somebody that has a little bit of insight, because I might say it, but people might think it's an exaggeration.
No, not at all.
And when I say it, there's blocks out here that are doing tens of thousands of dollars a night.
Yes, sir.
Easily clearing tens of thousands of dollars a night.
Yes, sir.
On a normal basis.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that that I get somebody here that can sort of speak on that side, because I think people don't really when I say it, people be like, maybe it's a little exaggeration.
Not at all.
And not at all.
It's some really good money. It's a bad situation.
Yeah, it's blood money, but when you were case working, did you see a lot of violence on that side of stuff?
No, not really.
No?
I tried to stay away from stuff like that.
Okay. And how long were you doing that for?
For about 3 years.
3 years?
For about 3 years.
And then what brought that to an end?
I went to prison.
Okay, so you went to prison for case working the block? Okay. How much time did you do?
5 years.
And what happened? They raided the house?
Yeah.
Okay. And so where'd you do your time at?
SCI Crescent.
Okay, out west.
Yeah.
Okay. And what year was that?
From 99 to 2004.
Okay. So you like a E number?
EJ9404. First time I'd ever been in trouble with the law.
Yep.
I still remember the number.
That's my second number, is an EB. My first one was a DN.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So now what? The first time, or matter of fact, how was your childhood growing up?
Oh, I had a good childhood.
Both two-parent home, one-parent home?
Well, it was my mother, but my father was there. You know what I mean? He didn't live in the home, but he was a good dad, a good provider. And I had a good childhood.
Good.
I had a good childhood. Never wanted for anything. And my mom made sure we had what we needed, and sometimes what we wanted. But
but the necessities were taken care of.
Right. I had a good childhood.
Was addiction prevalent in your family at all?
No.
Good.
No.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
The street I grew up on, Bolton Street. It's pretty much my first everything. My grandmother didn't own the house, and I'm real sad about that. It was a Philadelphia Housing Authority house. Okay. And it was where I grew up at. It was fun, my first everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just sad because the house is gone. The street is just completely empty. There are no houses on the block, and I think they're planning on building. I think Temple bought the neighborhood, or something like that. The house is gone. Okay. It's gone.
So, what was your first experience with drugs?
Oh, I was about 14. I was about 14. Yeah, my stepfather was this big time cocaine dealer. We lived out in the Northeast. It was me, my mom, my younger brother, and my stepdad. And he was this big time dealer. And she had asked him not to bring the stuff in our home. He brought it to our home. And they went out one weekend, and your parents tell you to do something, you do the opposite.
Yeah, and you be sneaking around the house. Yeah, exactly. You in that motherfucker under the bed everywhere.
Yep, she said, don't go in my room, Kevin and Sean. But we went in the room anyway. And in the middle of the floor, there was this big aluminum pan that you would like bake a turkey in.
Yeah.
It was filled with cocaine. It was filled with cocaine. And I grabbed a piece, took it in my room, and I grabbed the razor blade. And I only knew to do that from what I saw on TV.
Yeah.
And chopped it up real fine, and I snorted it. And that was the start of a bad thing for me. That was the start of a bad thing for me. So from 14 up until maybe 21, I snorted cocaine. I think at 24, I started smoking cocaine. I tried heroin at 24, but I really didn't like it. I started using heroin on a regular about 6 years ago.
Okay.
About 6 years ago.
Now, what brought that on?
Well, I didn't like to drink, or I didn't like to smoke marijuana, so I had to figure out a way to come down from the coke.
Oh, okay. Yep, got you.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I like the mixture, the heroin and the coke. I like the two together.
Yeah.
And, that's how I started doing the heroin.
Okay. And how long were you using heroin?
For about maybe 7 years. For about 7 years.
Okay.
And I just recently got into the methadone clinic.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How long have you been on the clinic?
For about 2 weeks.
Okay.
For about 2
How do you
weeks.
feel?
I feel good.
Able to function daily and
I feel good.
go about your day?
I feel good. I can sleep all the way through the night and get up and start my day. And hopefully I'll be going back to work, within another week or so.
What type of work do you do?
Fast food.
Okay.
Fast food.
Nice. If I was to see you, I would have never known you struggled with addiction or you were on the methadone clinic. And it just goes, for me, that just goes to show, I sort of like when I see that, because it just goes to show there's no stereotypical addict.
That's right.
We come in all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, religions.
That's right.
Addiction does not discriminate.
That's right.
And I like to see that, and I love sharing people's story that somebody might see and be like, damn, I wouldn't have known that. A lot of people say it to me, damn, I never know you got high.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to be out here getting high.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason why I come back here. I do haircuts, free haircuts, and bring clothing and food and cosmetics.
Oh, that's good.
And come down here and we just dropped the brother off at treatment last night, and that's sort of what I try to do. For me, to try to make amends for the same communities I once helped to tear down, I want to try to build back up. So that's why I'm drawn to this area and try to come back here. And I used to spread destruction, now I want to spread construction. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, I try.
That is really good. That's really good.
I try.
Okay.
Any questions for me? No. Well, I thank you, brother, very much, and I wish you continued success.
All right, thank you.
And you can do it, brother. You're worth it too.
All right, thank you.
You're all the gentleman, so this isn't the life for anybody, brother.
I know. It's some of the stuff I see down here, man. It's just really, really sad.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially now with the fentanyl out. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
When I was getting high, there was very, very minimal fentanyl. I have, a little over 3 years clean. There was very little fentanyl.
Okay.
Bags weren't $5. Now with $5 bags, I feel like, it's so much easier to dig yourself a deep, deep hole.
Yep.
And especially with the fentanyl.
That's how it happens. That fentanyl is dangerous.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just died last week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
A friend of mine just died last week. I talked to him that morning. He was a younger kid. He was about 21.
Yeah.
And he overdosed.
That's what
later
happens.
that afternoon. I saw them bring his body out in a bag.
Yep. That's definitely what happens.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Well, I thank you, brother.
Okay.
And I wish you success, continued success, brother.
Okay,
Keep your head up, and I thank you.
Thank you.